Hey, CheckMates, quick one before we dive in. The Why Am I Still Single podcast is now on WhatsApp. Do you want to gist with me, get exclusive content, sneak peeks, or maybe even find love? Click the link in the show notes or send your WhatsApp number to edgar@checkedgar.com and join the family. Now, let's get into today's madness, shall we?
Listener's note, warning, this show is loaded with gist so powerful, it might just push you into a relationship and straight down the aisle. If you're not ready to hear wedding bells and say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, listen at your own risk. Edgar doesn't lie. Check Edgar out.
Hi.
Lila, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry I'm late. Lagos traffic was crazy today. I thought I would make it here on time, but traffic had other plans. So sorry, okay?
It's okay. You are here now. That's what matters.
I feel really bad though. I hope you haven't been here for too long.
Not really. Maybe 40 minutes, give or take.
40 minutes? That's quite a while. God, I should have called.
No, it's fine. Where did you park?
Park? No, I came by taxi.
Taxi? Is everything okay with your car?
Car? Oh, I don't have a car right now, but by God's grace, I should get one next year. I have been saving up. Do you have a car?
Do I have a car? Let me tell you. I don't just have one car, I have several. I have 4 Benz cars of different colors, a black Ferrari, a yellow Lamborghini. I even have a Rolls Royce.
Wait, hold up. 4 Benz cars? That's impressive.
Impressive? It's my dad, really. Every time he travels, he buys me a new car. Last year alone, he bought me 5 cars. It's honestly a bit much sometimes, you know. Is your dad like that as well?
My dad? No, I only see my dad once in 2 years. He is a scientist and an engineer. He actually helped design the rocket that went to the moon last year.
Rocket to the moon? Oh my goodness. That's interesting. Okay, let me tell you a secret about my dad. My dad is actually the king of a small country in the Caribbean. He owns the whole place.
Wakanda forever. Wait, your dad is a king? Interesting. My dad actually owns a big tech company that's worth billions of dollars. The name of the company is Alphabet.
Isn't that the company that owns Google?
I beg you, please don't shout, okay? I try my best to live a low-key life.
I am so sorry. That's beautiful. My dad actually owns several islands. He's not only a king, he's an investor too.
Island? Wow, your father is rich. My mother once bought a country and sold it 5 days later. The country is known as, I think, Angola today.
My mother owns 5 private jets and 2 spaceships.
Spaceships? Wow. My mother was the first woman to visit the sun and the moon in 2 days.
Young man. Is that even possible?
I am serious. Should I put a call through?
What a terrible liar.
Seaport calling kettle black. Linus.
How can your father own alphabet? Alphabet. Can you even recite the alphabet?
Shut up. You said that your father owns different islands. Meanwhile, you have never been to Victoria Island.
Hey, you fool. My father went to the moon, sun and the moon. Your lie can kill the living.
Your lie can raise the dead.
Can you imagine this fool? After coming late, you open your wide mouth to lie.
Linus.
Liability.
Lion.
MC Lively.
Lai Wasabi.
Fool.
Idiots.
You know what? Fine. Whatever. Just, can you order me a ride? My phone's about to die, and I'm not going to bother arguing with you anymore. Let me leave this nonsense stage.
Wait, what? Do you want me to order you a ride? What happened to your 4 Benz, Lambo and Ferrari?
Are you going to order me a ride or not?
Lila the LION. Check. This is a Check Edgar production. A Check Edgar production. This is for the single guys and the single ladies. Edgar doesn't lie. Why am I? Why am I still single? Still single. Why am I still? I want a wife and a family. This kind of life is not right for me. I told my guys how things can be. When I fall in love, I fall for real. I know you want me, don't waste my time. I want a girl that is set and fine. I'm going crazy, so please be mine. God, please, why? Okay, in this life, there are 4 types of liars. The 4th type is the most destructive. Wait, you guys have not heard about the different kinds of lies? Okay, let me break them down to you. The first type is called a white lie or the white liar. This is when someone makes a statement without the true intention to lie. Most of the time, the lies are always harmless. This is what most people refer to as half lie, half truth. The interesting part is that both the liar and the liee know that the liar is lying, but because the lie is mostly harmless and no feelings were hurt, the lie is often not seen as a lie. For example,
How far? The party goes soon start. Guy, where you dey now?
I'm on my way. I'm stuck inside traffic.
you both know that it's a big lie, but because you know that he will later still come to the party, you won't count it as a major lie. That is the kind of lie we call a white lie. So when next your friend tells you a lie like this, he is a white liar. Apart from Edgar, who doesn't lie, once in a while, we all tell white lies. Yes, all of us. Now, the second type of lie, this is where it gets interesting, the black lie. I know some of you are wondering if there are things like this or if I am just forming these words, but honestly, I am not. Go online and you'll see these things. To be the only man in Nigeria who doesn't lie, no be beans. I spent 2 years researching this stuff, so when I say Edgar doesn't lie, you know that I am not joking or lying to you. Let's talk about the black lie, or the black liar. The black lie is the direct opposite of the white lie. The white liar tells you a lie to please another person so that the person will not be upset. But the black liar lies to gain personal benefits, whether they hurt you or not. The black liar doesn't care. For the white liar, it's not the true intention to lie, but the black liar tells a lie to cover up the truth. Most of the time, they have to tell more lies to cover up the previous lie. A black liar is someone who lies without guilt. Most of the time, they are very smart. Only a black liar with a master's and a PhD can tell when another black liar is lying. If you want to catch them, they have another lie ready to cover up their previous lie. For example,
How far? The party goes soon start. Where you dey now?
Bro. I know if you'd come again, my uncle just collapsed. We rush and go hospital.
now there are levels to the black lies. Some of them will lie to the point that they have even forgotten that they have told that lie before. For example,
Wait, we'll be right back after a quick break.
Okay, now real quick. If you are loving the podcast, you will love the CheckMates WhatsApp community. We're talking behind the scenes gist, crazy dating stories, upcoming episode teasers, and a few surprise giveaways just for members. Now click the link in the story notes to join or send your WhatsApp number to edgar@checkedgar.com. Trust me, it's sweeter over there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hello, Akpos. Why are you not at the office today?
Oga, I was on my way to the office when I received a message that my mother had an accident. I had to rush to the hospital. As I am speaking to you now, the doctor asked me to donate 4 pints of blood.
Wow. So sorry, eh? Wait though. Did you not tell me last month that your mother died a month ago?
Yes, sir. The woman who died a month ago was my stepmom. This one in the hospital is my real mom. My father married 7 wives and had 2 concubines.
I don't understand.
Hello? Hello, sir? Hello?
I am hearing you.
Hello?
I am hearing you.
Hello? Network. As the manager, you know that he is lying, but black liars are so hard to catch. Ladies, if you ever suspect your boyfriend is cheating and confront him with,
"Who is she?"
pay attention to his answer. It will reveal whether he is telling a harmless white lie or maybe a deceptive black lie. If he says, "Babe, she's just a friend. You don't know her. One girl like that," or anything that isn't too deep, it means that your boyfriend is a white liar. But if he says, "She's my stepsister, she's my cousin, she's my family friend, she's my cousin's sister's brother's daughter friend," just know that your boyfriend is a black liar. I know some of you are wondering what can be worse than a white or black liar. Well, the third category of liars are the ones we call Linus. This category lies unprovoked. The annoying thing is that you don't have to ask them any question before they lie. Their body will not rest until they tell a lie. While others are lying down, they are lying up. The black and white liars have a reason to lie, but you see the Linus, no. They have no reason at all. The most annoying part about them is that even a deaf person knows that it's a lie. For example, "My G, how far now? What did your babe later give you as Valentine gift?" Guy, I beg, forget that girl. Can you imagine that girl gave me a Toyota Camry 2024? I was so upset that I returned it and gave her 2 private jets with 1 blue Ferrari before breaking up with her. What nonsense. You gave her 2 private jets? You can lie? You are a Linus. Now that you have heard about the white lie, the black lie, and the Linus, well, today's episode is about the 4th category, the ones we call the lion. Where the Linus ends, that's where the lions start from. They are so brave at lying. They lie without the fear of God and the consideration of the devil. Even the devil is worried and scared of the lions. I don't mean to hurt anyone, but if you are based in Lagos, you must have encountered at least nothing less than 5 lions in your lifetime. As a single guy in Lagos looking for real and true love, there is no type of liar I haven't seen or liked in my life. I have liked the white liars, the black liars, the Linus, and I have also fallen in love with a lion. I'll tell you about one girl I liked one time in 2021. This girl was the perfect lion, or should I say lioness. Now, a lion is the king of all liars. When the lion starts to lie, their lie can raise the dead. And sometimes, their lie can kill the living. For the safety of the girl I want to talk about today, let's call her Lila. Now, that's not her real name, obviously, but since it has lie in it, I think it works. Wait, Seth. What am I even afraid of? Her real name is Kwelumi, but let us just stick with Lila when we get back, alright? I will tell you everything about Sister Lila. How we met, the lies she told me, and how the relationship ended. By the way, the montage at the beginning only happened in my head. That is not the real story. It's just the montage, alright? This is the true story. Edgar doesn't lie. So don't go anywhere, I beg you in the name of God, alright? We'll be right back. Edgar doesn't lie. Check Edgar out. Promo. CheckMates. Come. Let me ask you, when last did you hear a story that stayed with you? A story that made you laugh, cry, or even feel seen? Welcome to the Corner Stories, a live storying community where real people share real stories based on a theme. No filters, no fiction. Just raw, funny, heartbreaking, and beautiful moments told live on stage. Every month, I will be joining 7 amazing storytellers to take the mic and share something personal. And one of those storytellers could be you. Do you have a story that deserves to be heard? Then stay tuned for show dates, upcoming themes, and how to take the stage. For all the info behind the scenes gist and to maybe tell your own story, join the Corner Stories WhatsApp community today. Click the CheckMates WhatsApp community link in the show notes or send your number to edgar@checkedgar.com and come find your corner, because at the corner, everybody has a story. What's yours? Okay, I met Lila on Instagram. Well, technically, she met me. One evening, I got a DM from an Instagram baddie. Young, beautiful, and mature. Her pictures were covered in pink. Very intentional. Then I noticed her username at Queen P something 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 with a bio that read a queen and more. Now, in my mind, I will not lie, I was already thinking that the account belonged to a real queen, sha. I did not know that she was the queen of the Lion Kingdom. Now, here was her message.
Hi, I am Queen Lila. I am a huge fan of your content. You're so funny. If you're free next weekend, then let's hang out. Drinks on me.
Now, this is not the first time a lady is reaching out to me to say she likes my voice or my content and wants to hang out. I mean, I receive messages like that almost every day. But I was interested in this particular date for 3 reasons. 1, I thought she was a real queen. And who knows, like play, I might just say something that would ignite the love with royalty. Even if I don't become the king, there is a high chance my children will be princes and princesses. I don't know why I was thinking like that on that day, but I was just interested. 2, I have never dated an Instagram baddie before in my life, so this could just be it. Lastly, at the time, I have not gone on a date in a while, and this was the perfect opportunity to leave my room full of cobwebs and explore the world outside. After all, she is the one paying, so I had nothing to lose. One interesting thing about a lion is that they lie unprovoked. I was still thinking about her and our date when she sent another message. She said,
By the way, don't freak out if paparazzi follows us. They're always watching me, and it can be so annoying. Ugh.
Paparazzi in Lagos? Unless your name is Davido, Whiskey, or Bobrisky, nobody is tailing you with cameras. Nobody. I just laughed and replied, Oh wow, are you a celebrity? Lila responded almost immediately. She said,
Not exactly, but you know how it is when you're close to the big names. Davido, he is like my big bro, and anytime I step out, the blogs start talking.
Now, I should have just ignored her at this point, but, curiosity, it's my biggest weakness. So I played along. Oh really? You and Davido go way back? She sent me a voice note.
Yeah, since childhood. My dad used to do business with his dad, so we grew up together. In fact, if you check my Instagram highlights, you'll see a video of us together.
Immediately I checked, and sure enough, there was a video of Davido on stage performing at a concert from a far distance. I did not see her with him. I just laughed. This girl was unserious. But just as I was about to reply, another message dropped.
By the way, let me know if you ever want to meet Burna Boy. He's like a big brother to me.
At this point, I knew that it was either Lila was a first-class storyteller or she was an actress in the Marvel universe. I was too entertained to stop. So I agreed to meet her. And that was how I walked straight into the wildest and most ridiculous date of my life. Now, before we talk about the date, Lila asked me for my WhatsApp number, which I gave her without thinking twice. We would spend the day chatting and then the night having video calls. I remember our first proper conversation. She asked me to tell her about myself. I told her my name, my state, everything basic, just the general things. The next thing she said was,
"Would you like to know about me?"
I said yes, of course. If I had known, I would have said no. But I didn't want to come off as rude. She now started.
"My name is Lila the LION. I am from Osun State. My father is the Oni of Ife's elder brother. He's also a businessman. He's the real deal. He's the one who built the Lekki toll gate. Yeah, you heard me right. And that's just the beginning. He's been behind so many of Nigeria's biggest companies. Oil refineries in the Niger Delta, shipping companies, you name it. In fact, he's the one who helped MTN Nigeria establish its presence here. He's one of the earliest investors, but you never hear about it. He doesn't like the spotlight. He just keeps growing and growing his empire quietly. And don't even get me started on his philanthropic side. He's been quietly funding hospitals and schools all over Africa for years. But you won't see his name plastered on billboards. He doesn't need the attention, Edgar."
Before I could say anything, she quickly added,
"And please, don't bother going online trying to search for him on Google and all that. My dad pays Google and YouTube $1 million every month to keep his name off the internet. Yeah, that's how much it costs to keep his profile low-key. So you won't find anything on him. Trust me."
At this point, the Gary I was drinking had swollen to the highest point. Even the Gary knew that my ears had heard enough, but she was far from done. She started talking about her mother.
"As for my mom, she's an absolute legend in the fashion world. She was the one who designed all those iconic outfits from the golden age of Nollywood. You know, all those unforgettable costumes in the early films that made the stars look like supermodels. Yup, that was her work. Most of the costumes in 30 Days of Atlanta, all my mom. She single-handedly made that movie a global hit with her designs. But no one knows it because she doesn't like to brag."
Lila started laughing.
"And if you think that's impressive, my mom is the first African designer to create luxury handbags that went international. The bags you see in Louis Vuitton stores now, a lot of those designs were inspired by my mom's work. She's actually the one who helped launch Louis Vuitton's first collection inspired by African culture. Yes, she is actually one of the top fashion designers in Paris. She has her own label, Lola Couture. She designed all the dresses for Beyonce's I Am World Tour."
Have you ever heard a lie so wild that your hands start shaking? To be honest, I did not even know what to say. My head was finding it so hard to process everything my ear just heard. I had an instant fever and malaria. The funniest part was that Lila didn't stutter. It was obvious she has said this so many times in the past. The next thing she did was to ask me a question that led to partial depression and stomach pain. She said,
"Well, that's enough about my parents. Who are your parents?"
At this point, I wanted the ground to open and swallow me. She now added fireworks to the fire by saying that she is sure my dad is a big businessman and my mom is a politician. I just laughed in Swahili like, if I tell this girl the truth about my parents, she might end up blocking me and reporting me to the police. That moment, I learned a new trick about life. When you are asked a question you don't know, simply laugh it off and change the topic. Don't answer or you will become a liar. As I was just laughing, Lila paused for a moment. I remembered something. She said,
"You know, Edgar, you laugh just like my distant uncle, Davido's father. You don't even know him, do you?"
I was like, wait, Davido's father? Like the billionaire? How do you even know him? She hissed like he was her mate. She said,
"Well, you have no idea. My family goes way back with the Adelekis. We were at the same school in America. In fact, my uncle and Davido's father used to run around together, causing chaos. Trust me, the man's got stories for days. But don't even think about trying to call him or anything. He's super private. But we're family. I miss the way he used to throw me up in the sky.
I was still finding it hard to believe. I was like, hold on, wait, you are telling me you are related to the Adeleke family? That makes you like practically cousins to Davido.
Cousins? Oh, honey, we're way beyond cousins. We've got blood ties. And don't get me started on all the family events we used to have. You should have seen us at the Adeleke family reunion last year in Atlanta. It was wild. Private jets, luxury yachts, and of course, Davido performed at the after party. It's just normal for us like that.
At this point, I started thinking about all my uncles and my aunties. I was so disappointed. If not that I thought that Nigeria was a beautiful country, I wouldn't have told God to send me here. Anyway, that was the beginning of my relationship with Lila. At that point in my life, I started telling my friends I knew Davido by extension. Lila would call me and say that if only I had called her 20 minutes ago, I would have spoken directly with Davido. That time I was so upset because I knew that talking to Davido would not only give me a chance to change my life, but also a huge upgrade to my career. One evening we had our checkup when we started talking about relationships. Lila asked me to describe my kind of woman. When I thought about it, I knew this was a good chance to show this girl that I liked her. So I mentioned everything she had as my type. I said, I like women who are light-skinned, not too short or tall, and down to earth. I like Yoruba girls, especially from Osun State. If your father is royalty, that's a plus. I like girls who are focused, influential, and connected. Lila started laughing. She knew I was talking about her. She just said, nice one. When I asked her what her kind of man was, I don't know if she was talking about me, but this is what she said.
Oh, Edgar, let me tell you. My kind of man? He's the type who doesn't really have much, you know. I'm talking about someone who's not focused on material things, just full of love and a good heart. It doesn't matter if he's not driving a Benz or wearing designer clothes. I have that already. He just knows how to make me feel special, always there to support me emotionally. His world revolves around kindness and being genuine. Nothing fake about him. He doesn't need all those flashy things to impress me. I just want someone who's, well, a bit grounded, you know?
I was shocked, and then I asked her what she hated the most about her kind of man. Like her biggest red flag. She said,
I don't like men that lie. I can't stand liars.
You see, this is a very important point here. Liars don't like liars. Liars do not accept that they are liars, especially lions. I told her I was shocked that she didn't like rich men and instead went for love. She said that all rich men are the same, that her ex cheated on her and thought he could use money to apologize. I asked her what her ex bought her, and she said,
He bought me a Range Rover and got me a house on Banana Island. I rejected it and tore the papers in his face. Thank God I am not broke.
Thank God I am. If you are listening right now and for some reason you date me only to cheat on me, please use houses and cars to apologize. And I will forgive you. I don't have shame. I will forgive you. When I told Fela about Lila, he kept wondering why I didn't tell him about her earlier. Now, Fela is another lion in his own world. As a matter of fact, Fela is the Lion King. Fela was already grooming me on different lies to tell her until I told him I already told her the truth. Before my date with Lila, every day was a new episode of her lies.
She once told me how DJ Copy borrowed her shoes for a wedding and then JJ Okocha was trying to dribble his way into her pants. She said she once dated Don Jazzy and that she has done a nude photo shoot with Chris Tucker in the USA. There is nothing she did not say. Mention a name and she knows the person or knows a family member who knows the person. It was either she was lying or I was going through some crazy level of low self-esteem. On the day of the date, I got there early and sprayed perfume like 4 different types, cut my nails and hair so I could look sharp. I even used mouthwash and chewed gum for fresh breath, just in case, something led to a kiss. You can never tell. I was chatting with Fela just in case she says something I have no response to. Fela told me not to carry my wallet so that no matter what, I would not get to pay for the meal. When she got to the restaurant, I was expecting to see some security guards or even a bouncer, but she came alone. I just concluded that she wanted the date to be low-key, so I respected that. Now, she apologized for coming late and said it was due to an impromptu meeting with Dangote. She said that Dangote insisted that she joined the meeting. I said, okay, you know Dangote, just to see how deep she would go.
Yes, now. He calls me Lil baby. But I don't like disturbing him, He has a lot on his plate. Speaking of plates, what are we having?
I just kept quiet. We ordered food and some drinks. While eating, I asked her if she's seen someone right now or if she just likes anyone at the moment. She said no, that she recently just rejected a marriage proposal from a Nigerian prince and insisted that she doesn't like men who show off their riches. The most insane part, she never stammered. The lies rolled off her tongue so smoothly that I almost started believing her. She looked at me and asked, "Do you like anyone?" I said yes. She said who? I said you. She was shocked. She looked at me and said she didn't know what to say, that she likes me too, but she doesn't know if I truly like her, and it felt too early. She asked me what I liked about her. I looked deep into her eyes and said, I like everything about you. Your smile, your eyes, your personality, your ability to be real regardless. Lila was blushing. We just kept quiet for a while and said a few words with our eyes. We were just about to kiss when I noticed her wristwatch and asked her how much she got it for. She said it was a gift from Okunjo Iweala, her godmother. What did I know here that night? Every question asked was an opportunity for her to spin another web of lies. I mean, it started like a normal date, right? But after we finished eating, when the waiter came to drop the bill, Lila, with the confidence of a woman who had everything, opened her small purse and pulled out a crisp $100 bill, like it was a business transaction ready to seal the deal. She handed it to the waiter, and the poor guy looked at her and said, sorry madam, we only take naira here. Lila froze for a moment like someone who was hiding in the freezer. She looked at the bill, then back at the waiter, and then acting like she had never seen a Nigerian restaurant in her life.
Oh, that's new. Is this normal? Edgar, is it okay if you pay for our meal? I don't have my Naira card with me.
She said this like she was on her first ever visit to Nigeria, like she just landed from a private jet in Beverly Hills and had never experienced a Naira transaction before. I was speechless. Now, I wasn't about to let her get away with this. Fela would kill me if I did. So I told her, look, I forgot my wallet at home. I didn't even bring it. And that's when the situation took a turn for the worse. We had just eaten a meal that cost almost 80,000 naira, and we were stuck in a stalemate. I couldn't pay, and she was acting like I was the one who got off the plane with zero knowledge of Nigerian customs. That's when the real drama now started. She got angry, furious. In fact, she started complaining.
How could you forget your card at home? How could you? You expect me to just sit here and take this?
She was flipping out like I just committed the crime of the century. At that moment, I was trying to keep calm and suggested, Lila, can you call someone to help us sort this out? And then, boom, she completely lost it. She started throwing insults, calling me irresponsible, and saying I was wasting her time. I couldn't believe it. She said she was going to go live on Instagram and show the world how useless I was. I tried to reason with her, but she was far too gone. The insults were flying, and all I could think was, wait, is this the same person who told me she hangs out with billionaires and celebrities and practically owns the entire world? And here she was, making me feel like I was the one who couldn't afford the meal. This is a different person from the one I met online. Now, I was just sitting there wondering if I was stuck in some twisted version of a reality show, thinking, this can't be happening now, not on the first date, not with someone who hangs out with Davido's father from time to time. I asked her to give me the $100 bill so that I could look for a malam around who could change it for us. She got upset, pushed the table towards me, and just stormed out. The waiter did not even bother himself. After all, most of the time, it is the men who pay for the dates. He kept looking at me like, Oga, I beg you, pay me my money now. I tried explaining the situation to him, but he did not even listen. So I had to call Noel to borrow me the money for the date. Now, Noel sent it, and then I paid. I looked around for her, but didn't see her. So when I got home, still feeling the awkwardness of the whole evening, I couldn't help but share the story with my friends, Noel, Fela, and some of Noel's friends. I mean, it was such a mess that I had to laugh about it. You wouldn't believe this, but one of Noel's friends, Jude, had actually dated Lila before. And let me tell you, the story he told me was a whole other level of crazy. Apparently, Jude had met her at a party a few months ago, and she made moves towards him. Same energy, same living the best life stories. But guess what? She had told Jude the same exact lies she told me. And just like that, Jude was skeptical at first. But when she showed up with all the designer stuff, the flashy talk, and the I know everyone attitude, he kind of got swept up with it. That was until he found out who her real father was, an old man who owned a supermarket on Lagos Island. Jude told me that after that revelation, he started paying close attention to all the lies she kept telling, until the day he confronted her with evidence about her true family. Jude said that was the last time he saw her or even spoke with her. It was at that point that the money I paid for that date started to hurt me. So here I was thinking I was the only one who had fallen for her stories, only to find out that she had been doing this to people all over town. I wasn't mad, honestly. I was just disappointed. Disappointed that someone could spend so much energy creating a life full of lies instead of just being real. As for me, well, I am glad I dodged that bullet. Yes, I lost some money, but imagine what I could have lost in the future with Lila or Lila or whatever her name is. And to anyone who is listening right now, be careful who you fall in love with. Sometimes, test your partners and see how far they go. People who build their lives on lies always end up losing because the truth always catches up with them. And Lila, or Pelumi, if you are out there listening to this right now, I hope one day you find a way to be as real as the stories you tell. Maybe, just maybe, that will be the day you stop lying about everything. Lion. And that's the end of this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast with those who are single, dating, or married. Rate the podcast and drop a comment. Yes, you can donate to support the podcast. $3 will go a long way. You can also join the WhatsApp community. The link is in the show notes. Now, if you have a story to share, then please send it to me through my email address, edgar@checkedgar.com, or for a quicker response, chat me up on WhatsApp, or leave me a message on my website, www.checkedgar.com. I'll respond in 3 hours. I promise. Edgar doesn't lie. Now remember, the podcast ends the day I get married, so don't forget to tell your beautiful friends that Edgar is single and he would love to go on a date with her. If that lady is you, then please send me a message to my email address, edgar@checkedgar.com. Edgar doesn't lie. Check Edgar out. Thank you for listening, my people. If you had fun, don't keep it to yourself. Join the CheckMates WhatsApp community. It is where we vibe, laugh, and maybe cry small. But most importantly, we connect. Click the link in the show notes or email your number to edgar@checkedgar.com to join us. Until next week, remember, Edgar doesn't lie.